A three from the left wing and got it. She just looked around and said, hey, why not take it? Cuts it to a 1-point deficit. Nobody came up to guard her, and Jada will take that shot. She took a team-high 161 threes a year ago. You think she's afraid to shoot it? She's not. Nearly a turnover as Lee nearly poked it loose.
And the Bearcat faithful has stepped up here. It's gotten loud.
Got a timeout called by Ridgeview. The Cats rolling over the past 2 or 3 minutes in this one. Cut it to a 1-point deficit. Starting to come alive a little bit, and it's all happening from behind the arc.
And they've woke up, that's for sure. And they've started off with on the back of Allie Sidnor, and there's nobody else you can blame for that. Just perseverance inside, being able to make some big plays, hit the shot that isn't hers, and the three to really get all this started.
And offensive boards. A couple of offensive boards early, sort of tempered everything. Kerrigan Bailey's back out on the floor getting a board there that led to the three on this end. What about Jada? They're just pulling up.
Why not? Why not? Jada Campbell is definitely the person you want to shoot the three ball in that situation. And it's falling for the Bearcats right now. Couldn't get one to fall there in the first quarter. Opened the second quarter with Allie Sidnor banking one in, and the lid's been off the bucket ever since.
What do you think about the possessions offensively for the Cats over the final? I mean, it seemed like they were rushing it early in this game. It seems like now they're starting to settle in.
Yeah, and the turnovers early was what was hurting this team, and they've settled down and taken care of the basketball. Like I mentioned before, that's going to be a big difference in this game.
Now the thing is, when Frazier gets back out on the floor, you got to be able to temper that.
I think she'll be out right here.
After that timeout, again brought to you by State Line Motors, Euclid Avenue in Bristol. Let's take a game reset here. 25-24, Ridgeview with the lead as Frazier is back out on the floor for Ridgeview. Again, the Cats trailed at the end of the first period 18-10. So quite a turnaround here in the first five.
Five for the Cats. You got Allie Sidnor, Taylor Owens, Jada Campbell, Maya Lee, and Bailey on the floor.
They'll get it inbound here. Ridgeview will. Bailey Frazier will pass the timeline. They've switched it up again as Sidnor will guard her, one of the Cats' best defenders. As they'll get it working off a little spin move jumper from Counts. Sunk it. Little jumper from about 12 and got it. 27-24. 3-point lead for Ridgeview as Amaya Lee dribbles it up to the right wing. Now Campbell dishes it across. Sidnor. Pass to Kerrigan Bailey. Sidnor dribbles, a couple of dribbles. Three-pointer up. Misses off the left rim. And a foul on Taylor Owens going for the board. Might have been a little over-aggressive there, Mark, going for that one.
Definitely wanted it. And, I mean, you definitely want it in this situation. Down by 3, you want that offensive rebound to really come up and make a big play for your team.
So Owens with the foul. It's foul number 7 on the Cats. So that'll send Ridgeview to the line here with 2:54 to go. And it seemed like early we were going to be here a lot sooner, but the Cats have been able to sort of, even though they've been pressing, they've been able to stay out of the foul situation. But 2:54 to go. Ridgeview will go to the line for the first time as they're in the bonus. Hunter Grant misses the front end, and the Cats get the board. Kerrigan Bailey comes down with it. Sidnor caught it there, jumped in front of Lee, and now Lee ends up with it.
She just wants the ball.
Sidnor's on fire early as Lee's going to drive, go up with the left hand. A blind shot. Offensive board, though, goes to Bailey. She lost it, and we've got a tie-up. Could have been a foul on Bailey. They're falling for it, but they call a jump ball.
Bearcat basketball.
And it goes to the Bearcats. And talk about sort of a fortunate turn there. If you got Bailey there with 3 fouls, which it could have been called.
Very easily.
So we've got a baseline inbounds coming up as Owens will inbound it for the Cats. They'll try to go up over the top. It got batted, but Bailey able to come away with it. Bailey dribbling it off the right side. A pass out on the wing to Sidnor. Floater up and in. 2:28 to go until half. It's 27-26 as Sidnor puts in 2 more.
And right now, Allie Sidnor's right hand has been the fate for this team.
You finally figured out what hand it was, right?
Yeah, I had to ask her dad.
2:14 to go until half. 1-point lead for Ridgeview. Easy drive to the basket. Too easy of a look, but the Cats come down with the board on the miss. We're going to have a tie-up. It'll go back to Ridgeview. A missed opportunity there. But too easy of a look for Counts, just able to step across her defender.
Yeah, and usually she'll hit that shot 90% of the time. I think she just got surprised with how wide open she was.
So checking out for the Cats. Looks like Jada will get a breather as Lauren DeLeon out on the floor. We've seen the Cats just cycle between these 6 players so far. 2:06 to go. 27-26. Ridgeview leading in this one. They get it inbound on a baseline inbound, nearly a 5-second call, but Counts ends up coming down with it against Sidnor. She drives. Nearly a turnover there as now here comes Gully inside, and a travel call as they try to get down on the block to Taylor. and she sort of slid
and
down.
You preached that the difference for this team is the Bearcats are stingy on the defensive side, and that's what they've been thus far to get back in the game. The Bearcats are looking to score to go ahead right here.
And I don't think we talk about this enough, but, we don't have a whole lot of size, but everybody converges. There's a three-pointer. Taylor Owens misses off the right wing, and a foul underneath.
It'll be a
goes
1-1.
on DeLeon.
Be her second.
What do you think of that shot? Did that seem like a play set up? It seemed almost like it was a play, though.
I know.
It was just quick. She was working off the screen, but you had a chance there to take the lead, and that was a deep three from Owens. But she can hit it, but now Bailey will check out. Don't want her to pick up a cheap foul in these final minute 45.
Especially with the way everybody's playing. Everybody's playing hard and attacking right now.
So they bring Jada Campbell back out on the floor with a minute 45 to go until half. First free throw up and rattles out, but the offensive board goes to Taylor. She misses, and Owens comes down with a defensive rebound.
Now slow down, take your shot. You've been able to work inside. Do that right here.
Minute 37 on the clock. Cats trail 27-26. Lee holds it out at the top. Yeah, get you the drive to the rim here. Take a chance. Try to get to the line. Got 5 fouls on them early as Sidnor will hold the ball out on the right wing. Coach Timmons trying to get the offense going. Jada Campbell inside, misses with the right hand. The board goes
a lot of contact
to
there
Dotson for Ridgeview as she passes it back out. Now Counts passes the timeline. Cats trying to get back in transition. Gully has the ball up over her hand. Lee trying to guard her. She spins off toward the right wing. Nearly forced a turnover there as DeLeon got in between the pass.
Expect the ball to wind up in Frazier's hand one way or another here.
59 seconds to go until half. Ridgeview with a 1-point lead. They get it out to Frazier at the top. Three-pointer on a step-back, missed air ball, and it'll go to the Cats as the ball goes out of bounds. That seemed like a big miss. We've sort of seen Frazier sort of go silent here in the second.
I'd be lying to you if I didn't hold my breath on that shot.
Just a step back.
She drilled one of those in the first quarter.
Allie Sidnor has it. Almost passed it out. Now she's going to try to drive. Back out, kicks out to the left corner. DeLeon. A lot of contact. Owens draws it. Yeah, that was just like a hip check there as Taylor didn't get her feet moving, just had to
There's
make
one
some
rule
contact.
I've always wanted to see is like if you could decline a penalty.
Take the point. Yeah. That would definitely make end-of-game situations a lot more, where you're fouling on purpose. Baseline inbound for the Cats after the foul. Got to get it in, and they get it to Owens right at 4 seconds. Owens spins off. Right hand misses strong, and the board comes down to Gully. Still a 1-point deficit. Cats can't just take the lead here. And now Frazier has it. She dribbles it out to the top. They're going to try to hold out here for the final shot of the first half. Why would you not with a 1-point lead? Frazier guarded by DeLeon. Working off a spin move in the block. Nearly blocked, but she got her own rebound. Missed on the shot. Board goes down to the Cats as Frazier nearly put it back up and in.
7 seconds left.
Amaya Lee driving, and Campbell lost it down on the baseline. There's 3 seconds. Ridgeview will heave a three-pointer up and miss short. Didn't hit the rim as Sutherland got a shot off from half court. Coach Timmons talking to Amaya Lee before they go into the locker room, trying to calm her down. 27-26 as we head into halftime of this one from the Convocation Center here at the University of Virginia's College at Wise. And what a first half we've had, Mark. 27-26.
My goodness. Why is it always like this?
Elimination game. So we got a lot more to cover. We'll have the halftime show coming up in just a second. 1-point lead for Ridgeview as we head to the half of the 2D region semifinal from Wise. We'll be right back.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
We'll just leave it right there. Welcome back to the Bearcat halftime report from the Convocation Center in Wise. The Ridgeview Wolfpack lead this one 27-26. We've had an nail-biter of a first half, and that is to say the least. So we thank you for tuning in. Again, Dylan Hutton along with Mark Hart. What a first half we had, Mark. Cats came out to a 4-0 lead, didn't even allow a shot, went on a 4-0 run. And then we had the big turnaround with Ridgeview going on like a 12-0 run of their own. So a lot of swings there in that first period. It seemed like once we got to the second period, both teams got to feeling out, especially the Cats. They seemed more comfortable after that first period ended.
Gosh, Dylan.
They trailed 18-10, and now at half it's 27-26.
If there's one thing I can say, I'm going to have a heart attack before I'm 30 calling these games, being a Tennessee fan both. It's definitely something to bite my nails off to. Virginia High definitely settled down there. You know, you had Jada Campbell turning the ball over early. You had some other players turning the ball over early and just wasn't really in their groove. But once everything kind of settled down there, they've definitely found their groove and started playing in a more cohesive unit. Slowed down Bailey Frazier there. Didn't score a point in the second quarter, and that's big for her. She's a machine. So
that's been really one of the trends to the game was whether they could stop Frazier or not. And like you said, 7 in the first period, none in that second period of action. And we saw the Bearcats make a concerted effort to converge on the boards, try to get some of these. You know, we haven't seen that a lot this year. I don't know if they did it in that regional game against Gate City in their win, but did they do that a lot? Just crash the boards. We've seen an all-out effort several times tonight of them just breaking a break for it from.
I'll say this: the first half, like I mentioned before, they started out slow and they weren't doing it. They got ahead early and felt really confident in what they were doing. And then once they got behind, it just seemed like something lit a fire in them. Probably Coach Timmons in the short little locker room talks, his signature.
Yeah, they're already back out on the floor shooting. You know, the Cats, they don't like to take a whole lot of breaks. You know, Coach Timmons leaves so much time, we could almost just do a halftime interview with him, but we ought to start playing to that, right? So for the Cats in that first half of action, look at some of our point totals for tonight's game. Of course, Allie Sidnor just tearing it up over the past 2 days. Past 2 games. She had 14 against Gate City tonight. At halftime so far, she has 12 of the Cats' 26 points. So she's just been on fire.
And 10 in the second quarter.
Jada Campbell has 7 points of her own.
A quiet 7 points. She's definitely earned her place back.
Taylor Owens with only 2 points. And the big shocker so far is Amaya Lee with no points. So if you can get her on the board, I mean, the Cats are right in the mix, trailing by a point. So things are going pretty well for the Bearcats in this first half with all things being considered. They shot 10 of 25 from the floor, 3 of 10 from three-point range, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and the rebound differential 19-16 overall. But they have allowed 8 offensive rebounds to Ridgeview, so they're going to have to cut that down. Although they've been able to play good defense after some of those offensive boards that Ridgeview hasn't been able to get putbacks on. So far, everything's sort of hanging together. The turnover differential, Cats have 6 turnovers. Ridgeview has 5. I bet people are wondering, like, man, they're getting all the stats tonight. Well, we're getting them handed to us tonight.
No, folks. Magician never reveals his secrets. Never tell them that.
We won't tell them too much, but we'll be a little bit honest, right? For a little bit of a look here, Ridgeview was 7 for 15 in the first period, 46%. In the second period, they only shot 30%, 4 for 13. So big change there for the Cats. 4 for 11 in the first, 0 for 2 from 3. In the second period, they were 3 for 8 from three-point range and 6 for 14 from the field. Overall, they're 10 for 25 again on the night, shooting 40% as a team. Let's look at the point differential, inside or outside. Everything pretty well even to this point. Cats with 14 points in the paint. Ridgeview has 16. Second chance points 4 apiece. Fast break 4 apiece. Ridgeview's leading in bench scoring 8-3. And we have 3 Cats who played the whole entire first half, and that is Allie Sidnor, Amaya Lee, and Jada Campbell. So what do you think? Amaya hasn't really done a whole lot. She's kind of facilitated this offense. Allie's been playing the hot hand, but when do you try to go to some of these other girls that you've kind of leaned to most of the year?
Dylan, looking down at this score sheet right now, Jada Campbell.
This is completely opposite usually of what we're used to seeing.
Jada Campbell has 7. You have 0 from your point guard, Amaya Lee, and 2 from Taylor Owens. 9 points from your big 3, and you're still 1 point down. I think you have to have your mindset that if they get on the board, if they score 10 apiece in this half, I think you can feel very confident in your abilities. Like we mentioned before, 50's always been the magic number for this team, and they're halfway there now.
So, Mark, let's talk about it. Virginia High's already out on the floor, so What did Coach Timmons tell the girls? Usually we're supposed to say what is Coach Timmons telling the girls, but his speeches are usually pretty short. So what did Coach Timmons tell the girls, do you think, going into half?